Are you tired of cleaning up after your kids? Do you constantly ask and no one replies? Are you over it? Well, I have a cure. You need to build a cool way to clean up. And if that doesn't work, just throw other toys.
Hey, no!
Let's get into it. So instead of building just a regular toy box, I wanted to do something really fun and unique. But before the unique part, I do have to do the boring part, and that is building the box first. So like everything else, I'm using 3/4 inch birch plywood, but this is going to cause me a little bit of an issue because the blocks are 1 1/8 wide. So I'm going to figure that part out later. They're also hollow, so I have no idea how I'm actually going to attach them. Again, future Danica problem. Originally, I was going to build a straight up toy box and keep it simple, but then my brain started to wander and get creative, and I thought, why not incorporate the Lego blocks into the box for the Lego blocks? When the box was built with no real direction on how I was going to attach the blocks to the toy box, I brought it inside to figure it out. So I figured I would get it together because my issue is, again, the blocks are 3/8 wider than the material that I'm using. They're hollow and I don't know how I'm going to secure them. I could have them stick out, but I wanted them to be flush. I'm an extremely visual person, so the only way to figure this out is to build it and see with my eyes and my hands how I'm going to fix this problem. Another issue I had was the top of the round parts of the blocks. Now I'm questioning my entire idea to incorporate these blocks into the build. Why didn't I just build a straight up box? It would be half the time and so much easier, but this way is much cooler. I did not want to have to trace out and cut out those top round parts of the blocks because no matter how carefully I am, I'm only human. I don't have a CNC machine or a laser, so I decided to make backward steps. That way, each layer of the Lego blocks overhung the previous layer under it, and all of my cuts will now be straight. I built it up as close as possible to the top of the box, and I'm just going to rip off that last little bit to shorten it because I want the top of these blocks to be exposed so that the kids can actually build directly on the toy box. But then I realized that I had a problem. I'm going to have to take this apart because these blocks here, like this block, what is happening? Sometimes I actually feel like my brain works backwards. So I'm cutting this shape into here, which is going to bring this over to here, like this. Right? When you cut out where you've marked that your blocks sit, blocks themselves are actually going to be pushed in closer, and that essentially brings the pattern in closer once you removed that side. Now, I don't know if I just couldn't wrap my head around it or I didn't have enough coffee today. Now that I'm looking back and I'm editing the footage, there's actually the outside face that you're going to want to trace out to cut out of your plywood, not the inside, because the inside leaves that center block right there and doesn't account for that in your measurements. It's technically less one block. I hope that makes sense. I wish I had today's brain a week ago when I built this because this took me way too long to figure out. Like, way too long. Just measure the front already. So I took it apart and I'm going to go cut it and hope for the best. I mean, it's just a small piece, so if I have to redo it, I'll tweak it from there. Look, here I am again inside, still not figuring it out, trying to see if what's happening in my brain is what's actually going to happen in front of me. Sometimes I feel like my brain really does work backwards in a super fun, creative way, but oh my goodness. Looking at the footage now, I'm like, get it together. Now I have to so carefully. I'm going to take this to my table saw and get these marks out. The back's going to look ugly because your table saw blade is round, so it's going to go in deeper on this side. We can fill that later. If I go at this with my multi-tool, it's going to take hours. My jigsaw won't be as precise as I want it. I want this to be like as absolutely close as possible. So I'm actually going to cut it quite tight for now, probably too small. Then I can like inch it over. I don't want any gaps. I'd rather it be too small and I can get a little bit bigger than It'd be too big and I screwed. This is the moment of truth. So great. Well, that was a big relief. I went ahead and I cut the other side with much more confidence this time. But now comes the issue of trying to figure out how to make the walls and the block flush with each other, even though the blocks are 3/8 of an inch wider. So my thought was I'm going to cut a groove out of the bottom of the toy box, 3 1/8 wide. So this will allow the block to sit in the bottom of the toy box and then be flush with the wall when I put it on. Theoretically, they should line up in the front. Don't be fooled though, I still have no idea how I'm actually going to secure these in place. So as I'm building this, I know deep down that these blocks are not going to hold up toddler life. This box is going to be flipped over. It's going to be stepped on, stood on. Everything's going to go in it. It'll probably be kicked a couple times while they're in it. So PLing the blocks as I put them together is just not going to cut it. Now I did do that, especially to that top row there. I put extra PL because I do not want those ones coming off. But I realized that I have to put some sort of wall or backer behind them. So my thought is I'm just going to cut a measurement and create another section of the box. This is adding more weight to it, but it's essentially going to be toddler proof. And then I'm going to PL the absolute life out of the back of them, clamp it overnight, and these blocks should go nowhere, even though they're hollow. That gives me this gap though. Because the blocks are 3/8 wider than the 3/4 inch that I'm using to build the box, I have that gap. So I'm just gonna cut 3/8 of an inch scrap wood pieces on my table saw, glue them, and then that will secure those two pieces, but it's also going to give me some stability to nail a top trim piece to. So I went ahead and I put that second layer of wall together so that I was able to PL and clamp my blocks to it. And then I layered it on thick. I attached my block corner to it, and you can see just how sturdy it is. Solid as a rock. It's going to be heavy as shit, but it's going to be solid as a rock. Instead of just clamping directly to it, I took some scrap plywood so that I could cover more surface area, and I let that sit overnight. There's honestly no way that this could fail. So I was pretty excited to get out the next morning and undo those clamps. Oh no. Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay. That is so sturdy. But now I have this top piece that I have to trim out, and if I had my time back, I would cut the sides so that the top of the block stuck up over top. But now I have to trim it out, so I'm going to be adding 3/4 of an inch piece. Top of the blocks are almost going to have a backer. You know what? That's okay. I can still build onto them. I say me. The kids can still build onto them. It's just not going to be that easy to paint. I debated adding another row of blocks, but I'm just going to call it. This is it. It's built. This is why I do these projects first, and then you can learn from me. I also probably would have painted or stained this before I PL'd, but here we are. I used some scrap MDF that I had laying around in the garage, and I trimmed out the top. With some wood fill and some light sanding, it was ready to paint. I got my older kids to choose, and they wanted it to be bright blue. And just like that, the box is ready for play. We set it up for his second birthday with the other blocks that we got from the thrift store, and it was a hit. Not just with the 2-year-old either. The teenagers loved it, even maybe a little bit more than he did. So I really hope you found this project either helpful or just fun to watch. What made this build so much easier was the workbench that I just finished building. And here is the video on that. It is a must build for anyone who plans to DIY their entire life like I do. Thanks for watching.